Hi, I'm Rich Whitney, chair of the Independence Party of Illinois, with an important message about the governor's race in our state in 2026. In this election, you'll hear hardcore Democrats tell you that it's crucial that we re-elect J.B. Pritzker as governor this year, and you'll hear hardcore Republicans tell you that it's crucial that Pritzker be defeated. But I contend that the most important thing we can do in Illinois is to strike a blow against the stranglehold that both the Democratic and Republican parties have on our political system and government. While there may be some Democratic and Republican politicians who try to do some good on some issues some of the time, even the ones that do so generally end up doing the bidding of the giant financial firms and corporations that funded their campaigns. Let's get real. The Democratic and Republican parties, as institutions, have been pretty thoroughly corrupted, and they have used their control over government to erect barriers that make it extremely difficult for independent or third-party candidates to even get on the ballot, let alone compete on a level playing field. In Illinois, independent or third-party candidates have to collect several times more petition signatures from voters than Democratic or Republican candidates do just to get their names on the ballot. It's a rigged system. The institutional corruption of the Democratic and Republican parties is why we've created a new political party in Illinois, the Independence Party. We're building a political party based on core principles of serving the public good, ending the domination of government by giant financial and corporate interests, ending militarism, war, and trillion-dollar military budgets. We oppose spending our tax dollars and swelling the national debt, trying to dominate the entire world while working people here at home are struggling to get by, or even living on the streets in cardboard boxes. We're standing up for freedom of speech and other civil liberties, and against government surveillance and violations of due process. We're standing up for real public health and ending the corruption of science and medicine by big pharma. We're for protecting our environment for real and promoting civility and ending the culture wars and cancel culture. We want a sensible but humane and just immigration policy that puts the interests of American workers first. And we want economic policies that serve the interests of working people and small businesses. But more than that, we're trying to build a party in which the people we elect to represent us are held accountable to us, the people who elected them, so that they will adhere to these principles and won't be allowed to sell us out to the same corporate interests who control those other two parties. And that brings us back to the governor's race in Illinois. With this election, we're trying to unrig a rigged electoral system in Illinois. If we can get our candidates for governor, Minister Gary Pierce and Lieutenant Governor Alejandro Cabrera, on the ballot this November, and then get just 5% of the vote, the Independence Party will become an established party under Illinois election law. That means in 2028 and future election cycles, we can get a lot more candidates devoted to these principles on the ballot much easier, running for Congress, the General Assembly, county boards, and more. We'll be able to compete on a more level playing field with the Democrats and Republicans. Sure, they'll still have more money, but we'll have the power of the people and good public policy on our side. We can break up the two-party stranglehold in our government and start using government to actually do some good for the working people of our state and eventually our nation. What we're trying to do in 2026 through our governor's campaign is lead a rebellion against the two-party system in Illinois, a peaceful, civil, and legal rebellion, but a rebellion nonetheless. It's time for the people of this state to stand up and say, enough is enough. We want government of, by, and for the people, not government of the billionaires, by the lobbyists, and for the monopoly corporations, big finance, big pharma, and the war machine. So, to those who tell you that the most important thing to do in 2026 is to either vote Pritzker into office or vote him out of office, I say no. The most important thing we can do in 2026 is to strike a blow against the two-party system in Illinois, the system that is bankrupting us, killing people around the globe, destroying lives here at home, and then making us pay for it. And for those of you who aren't yet registered to vote, or who say you don't care about politics, or say, I don't want to vote because they're all just a bunch of crooks, we say we get it, but it's time to stop complaining and start doing something about it. This is your chance to do something about it. We're giving you a good reason to register to vote and to cast your vote for candidates who will actually do us some good this year. Now, in order to carry out this rebellion, we first have to get Gary Pierce and Alejandro Cabrera on the ballot in Illinois. And the first step is that we have to gather about 50,000 petition signatures from registered voters in Illinois. And that won't happen by itself. We need you to join our rebellion. We need you to join our petition drive and help us gather those signatures. It's a big lift, but we've got a well-organized campaign going, and we can do it with your help. Please go to indievoters.org to learn more about the Independence Party and its principles and how you can help, or go to standwithgary.com to learn more about our candidates and our plans to get them on the ballot and win that 5% of the vote that we need to start making real progress in our state and our nation. In this, the 250th anniversary of the birth of our nation, it's time to declare your independence from the two-party system. It's time to unrig the rigged electoral system in Illinois. In the same spirit as the original American revolutionaries, let's carry out a new rebellion against the economic and political aristocracy that is oppressing us today. Please join the Independence Party, join the Pierce-Cabrera campaign, and instead of being prisoners of our history, let's make some new history of our own.